Hello, everybody. I hope everybody is doing well and staying safe and sound. Today we have a special, another guest has come over to the house. Ozzy, Oz, come here, sit, so I can show everybody how handsome my boy is, my little fur nephew. Ozzy, come here, let everybody see your little face. Your little face is so cute, isn't he handsome? He's a French bulldog. He's my brother's. He's staying with us for this weekend. He's such a good boy, and he's a French bulldog. So now we get back to coloring and chat. Dog doesn't really. And as you can see, you saw the books on the bed. So I hope everybody is doing well. Oz is with us. So you hear some barking or you hear him playing in here is here, and he's getting some affection and giving him petting and love. But he's guarding the house, which is what they do. You know how dogs are. So I hope hello to the one person in chat. I hope everybody is doing well and staying happy. So I've added some stuff to my playlist, of course. You know how that goes. Good afternoon, Carol. As you saw, my fur nephew is here. Oz, the French bulldog, is here with us. So we'll get to the PDFs. Now, a lot of these PDFs I buy off of Etsy or I've had them for a while. So this first one is from Bonnet Girls by Sweetie Design Studio. I think I wrote down what they're all for, but I keep them in plastic when I'm finished with them. And then when I'm after this, I put them back in the thing. So yeah, Bonnet Girls by Sweetie Design Studio. My Copic skin markers dried up, so after this one, I kind of refilled them. So doesn't always work so great. The next one comes from Fierce and Fantasy Faces. This is by Hannah Lynn. This is a PDF book I have, so I printed one out from this one, and I wanted it. I knew I think she may have been giving this away as a freebie earlier this month, but the freebies really came out really small, so I went back to my Fierce and Fantasy Faces for that one. This is a Color Your Hoard. This is Fantasy Castles by Giraffe Coloring. This one is really nice. I decided to color it pink. It ends up looking a little purplish, like a purplish gray color, almost like a gray lavender, but markers as well. This is an old Jade Summer. I know, right? This is an old Jade Summer coloring book because the paper is very different. I don't know what paper this is. It's a very old paper. I have this book I printed it all out, and then every once in a while I'll go back to the PDF and color it. I still have the file for this, but this is very different. This is on that paper. It's like a tan tone piece of paper, but I don't know which paper this is or where I got it because it's so old, the paper, but has a real yellowing. And then this one comes from Botanical Nook. This is called Pretty Ladies. It's from the Pretty Ladies Coloring Pack book. So this is also a Color Your Hoard one, which I enjoyed coloring this one. You know what I mean? Red and blue always go well together. Now, this is from the Mermaid set. I had downloaded this back in May and I didn't color it, but every once in a while I'll go through my PDFs and see what I'd like to color every month. So this is from Art by Cal. I just think it's very spectacular. This was a freebie from a Facebook group. This is Day of the Dead color girl from the Day of the Dead. This is also another old PDF I had. This is Behind the Mirror by Katerina Babratina. She's an Etsy artist. This book is on Etsy still as a PDF, so I don't have the print one, but she has another new one, but I haven't bought it yet. It's called Inspirations of Venus, so I don't know if I'm going to buy it yet or not. But, I like Katerina's books. I have, I think, 2 of them in bound format, in spiral bound format. So also remember our hashtag for September. September's hashtag, my September hashtag, I'm writing it down, is spiral bound. Spiral bound September 23. So basically what that means is any book that's spiral bound, that means it could be the spiral bound on top, the spiral bound on the side. So if you have Carolina's new book Rising in that spiral bound format that she did, I'll accept that. This is from Alice in Wonderland coloring book by Giraffe Color. I know my ink ran out, so that's why this blue doesn't look so good here. But otherwise, I like the picture. You know what I mean? My idea was to make the clock look old, and I didn't make it look old enough. Something about the paper didn't work well. Now, this looks fine on camera. It actually looks better on camera than it did in person. I don't know why, but this was a freebie from Facebook group. It's by Moonstone Ink Designs. I believe they have an Etsy store online. Hello to the 4 people in the chat. Say hello. So then you get, oh my God, this dog just farted. The dog farts and he's like, he thinks he's not stinky. This is a Girls in Hats, I believe, by Moonstone Ink Designs. I got this from a Facebook group. It's a freebie. Yeah, I get a lot of the freebies. My nieces like that, and they get to color on pages. You know what I mean? But I give them I don't print on the good paper anymore. The stuff that I'm going to give them to color, I print on the lesser stock paper. For myself, I print on the cardstock paper just because I like. This is Morning Coffee by Lowly's Art, or Lowly Artist as it is called. I think the shop is Lowly Artist, but it's really Lowly's Art. And then this comes from Spellbinding Images Volume 5. This is Nikki Burnett. And I'm going to take it out because the wings really, like when you put it in there, you don't get to see the glitter that I put in the rings. And this is from a Color It pen. Like, it really is glittery at nighttime when you see this picture. So it glitters at night. I don't know why, but glitter, for whatever reason, on some pages, glitter pens don't do as well. So those were the PDFs. There were a lot of them. I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, according to my Excel sheet, which is what is there. So let's go into the top 10 books. Remember, these are not. So let's go into what was in the top 10 to finish books. As you can see, I have written how many is left in this book. This is 3 left. I've only finished one of my top 10 this year. So this is the one that I did a lot of work in. This one, I enjoyed doing this one with markers. This book is completely marker based. So it's 6 in here. And I put them in the thing. According to my Excel sheet, yes, I do use the Excel sheet. I colored 53 pages this month, 12 with PDFs. So that means 41 pictures out of the book. So this was the Ugly Duckling. I kind of had a problem coloring this because I colored this yellow, but it doesn't look like it. But I did. It's just, for whatever reason, it doesn't want to come through there. So I did that one. Then I did, what is this? 3 Billy Goats Scruff. I don't know. I don't like the colors they chose. I should have colored this gray, the troll. I just didn't like the way the troll came out in this. So then we did this one, which is the Brennan Town Musicians. I had never heard of this one. I actually like the colors that they chose in this one a little bit better. This one, I'm not really a fan of this one. This was Rumpelstiltskin. So basically, at this point, I have finished the base, the pictures in the book, and now we get to the bonus section. So I'm coloring the bonus pages. The last page in this book is one of the pages. So they tell you this comes from their Birds and Butterflies book. So I did this one. Not really a fan of the way the colors came out in this one. When I'm done with this, I won't be keeping it. I will keep it to the end of the year, and I probably will film a completed books video at the end of the year. But I'm keeping it to the end of the year. But then I'm getting rid of this one. Any color by number books I'm getting rid of because they're nice, but they take up room, and there could be other books I want to color. So then I did this one. This one was from Fantasy Houses, which is nice. Then I'm in the middle of doing this one. I started this one, but I didn't get a chance to finish it. And as you can tell, the Copic marker, now I'm using Copics because my other markers are, the other budget-friendly markers are gone. But I'm trying to get a new storage solution for my Copics. What I'm trying to do is get a wooden box. But what I want to do is get a wooden box that fits the Copics and then put insert trays in it. And then I'll have a much nicer way of storing them. Don't get me wrong, the market cases are nice, but people have been saying that they break really too easily. And now some people say, well, Copic sells a 72 market case, but that's fine when you have smaller sets of Copics, but when you have like over 100 and maybe you're close to 200 Copic markers, you want to store them a little bit better, you know what I mean? So I'm trying to find a way to do that. So maybe when I go to a hobby or craft store, I can find a box that will fit them, the dimensions better. You want the dimensions. We did a lot of hardcovers this month. So I did 3 in mermaids. Apparently I did 3 instead of 2. So I'm going to do this. This one I did. Ode to Purple. Mermaid. Purple, red, pinks. And then I did it in green just to make it pop a little bit. And I did this one. The orange and green mermaid. My niece likes purple, anything in purple. She likes purple. So then I did this one, which I really am proud of this one. And then I've been keeping a book. And then I started this one. This is one in progress, but this is a top 10 book to finish. So this was done with Prismas. I use a lot of different pencils. I use Prismas. I use my Colors. I use my Black Widows. I kind of use everything. This is kind of a pencil book. This is a pencil book, so it takes me a lot longer to do it. If I was doing this book in markers, I'd probably be done with the book already. But this is also another book that once I'm done with it, if I finish it by the end of the year, probably not, but if I finish it by the end of the year, it's also another book that I'm not keeping because, there are some books I want to have, but right now I'm not buying books unless they're PDFs. And even then, I'm like, well, here's the advantage of having PDF books. They don't take up any room on the shelves. They just take up room on your hard drive. Then you can print the pages out that you want to color rather than having it in bound format. It gives me a lot of room. So, shuffling. So keep that in mind. I've decided that most of the hardcovers, even if I finish them, I will keep them. It's very rare that I don't keep it. So this is on the top 10 list. So that's that one. So we're doing the top 10. This one is Fairy Wedding by Deborah Newell. So I have some whips in this one, a lot of whips in this one. But as you can see, I started that, but then my yellow ran out. I'm also doing, this is also a whip in progress. This is a whip. I have lots and lots of whips in this. Also, what happened is because I was using those budget-friendly markers, there's some bleed through on some of the pages, so now I have to cover up some of the pages. Where's that whip that I was working on? So what I'm working, you see here, a little yellow here. So when I do this, you can see that there's yellow. Like it's not so pronounced on camera, but there's a little yellow there. See, and you can see a lot of yellow in here. Don't know why that happened. This is another book I'm not keeping if I finish it. Here you see a lot of yellow, so I'm going to have to probably put, to cover up the yellow, I'm probably going to put a dark blue background or a black background, maybe even possibly a gray background. I haven't figured out what I'm going to do for the background colors, but this is a whip, as you can see. I fixed some of the areas where it was yellow, not completely, but I may end up making this fairy a dark skinned fairy. So then the thing that we did finish, we finished this girl. I like the way she came out. She came out really nice. So that is my whips. So I did finish the goal of coloring in at least 5 of the books. I didn't finish them all, but You know what they say. Very Special by Yana Prospervina. I finished this one in a long-standing whip. I messed up on the lips, so I shouldn't have done that. So then I have this one that I started in pencil. I might just finish this. And this one is one that I think I'll keep, even though there's some yellow in it. As you can tell, I'm going to keep this one. This is one I'm keeping. This is a book where I'm not crazy about the images. I'm probably not going to keep this one. It's a 50-50 book. So this is Fairy Tales. So this is the I finished this one. It took me so long to finish this one. I do like that I tried to diversify my colors in this one. So this is the other one I did. This one's a long-standing whip. This is what I call the long-standing whip book. So then I started this one. I haven't finished it. This is mostly Prismas. So far this is Prismas. So I'll probably take on my Black Widows and do some work on it. But you can see that I have a lot of whips in this book. I haven't figured out what I want to do with this. You know, like I'm 50-50 on this. Like, I'm not crazy about the way this book has turned out, the picture. So that's just a personal thing. It's not my thing, but I know some people love this book, but I'm not crazy. You know, it's a nice book to color, but I'm not crazy about it. So then, now some of you spiral bound, so you could have a spiral bound like this. And then if you see the new Karolina Kubakowska book, she has a spiral bound edition of her new book, Rising. So I did this one with Copics and some gel pens. Yeah, there's little gel pens in here. Like these two little things are gel pens. So I did this one. When I saw this one, it reminded me of Alicia Silverstone in Clueless, which I love the movie. So you guys know that there's a simple version and a complicated version. See, this is the more complicated version of it. And this is the more simple version of it. So I love Clueless. I thought Clueless was a great 90s comedy. I think it's funny, you know, and a lot of people forget that Paul Rudd's in that movie. But I was reminded of Alicia Silverstone. So, you know, I tried to keep the colors a little bit different every time I saw it. So this is the simple version, you know, the more complicated, you know, there's always complicated versions in it. But this is like and you have it spiral bound. It can count for spiral bound September. So I really like the hashtag for that I've come up with. As long as it's spiral bound. I know some people who got their things in spiral bound. Hardbound August. Now, here we have I have a lot of hardcover books, and so some of you know that Jamie was doing a hashtag, and this isn't even all my hardcovers. I didn't get to do all my hardcovers, but I did do quite a few. I managed to do 2 from Tales from the Forest Kingdom. Some of you can tell I kind of go all over the place with this book a little bit, so here you got this one. I go all around with this book. So that was one we finished last month. Oh no! Why are you having trouble hearing me? Can you hear me now? What is wrong with my... Oh, yeah, let's see if you can hear me. So I did this a long time ago. I think I finished everything up with Prismas and colors. So I did these 2. So when I work in this book now, I put a piece of paper behind everything because I color hardcore, and then I have this one, which is a long time whip in it. So I'm trying to do books like fill in order, in gaps in order. I almost did a Fabiana Attanasio book, but I didn't get to do it. A little bad. So next month I'm going to try and do a Fabiana book. Then we've got Magical Delights from Clara McCullough. Now, this is one of my older books, but I had this for like a whip for the longest time, and I'm like, you know what, I want to finish it. And so that's what I did. I finished it. I write down the date of when I finished it. As you can tell, this is what happens when you color a page in the back and then you color over it. So this is what happens when you don't put a page down on some of the books. So, but you know what? I like the way it looks. I know some people are perfectionists. On some books I'm like that, on other books I'm not like that. I need to finish coloring the back of this because I like coloring those things in the back. But you can tell I colored this on 8/18/23. So that's what I did there. So I was happy with this. I used Prismas for the fox. Lures. The leaves are Black Widows. The red is, what is the red? It's not Prisma and it's not Faber-Castell. Believe it or not, I think they're Crayolas. Because I was like, I didn't have a pencil to finish it up, and the only thing I had out at the time was Crayolas. Yeah, go figure. So I use a lot of different mediums. Flora by Maria Trollet. I love Maria Trollet. I like her books, but I'm not getting the new one, Universum, because I have enough hardcovers as it is. So I love doing books. So can you hear me now, Carol? I'm trying to speak as loudly as I can. So this was done with Prismas and polychromos. Yeah, I like using my polychromos every once in a while. So that happens. Let me get out the next books. So then we have the next books. Oh Lord, the next books. Yeah, I have had a lot of books this month I colored from. So when I'm done here, I'm gonna have to put everything away again. So this is an old hardcover. I'm not sure if they even sell this book because this is where did I originally get this book? I didn't buy this off of Etsy originally. What is that shop? I think it's called Decomade. They have a website. Before they had an Etsy store, they had a website. And I remember the only place you could get this book was that website. So it was in old German or Norwegian or Swedish. I don't remember. But her name is Christina Novak. She goes by Oli Part on Etsy. Sorry, it told me it might have advertisements for you. So this one is Christina Novak's Slavic Beauty. So I did the chubby girl one. So I like the way that she came out. My idea was to not make her brunette, but make her blonde instead with lots of pretty colors. And I always see the squirrel there. So I have squirrels in my garden here. So I always see them anyway. So I live in a very place that nature is very wild there. So, this is based on this. Now, this is a very old book. This I bought from March. I'm pretty sure I bought this off of Etsy, but I'm not 100% sure. I'm not even sure if this book is still in print. I mean, some people have told me that they can't find this book anywhere. I say try Etsy first, then contact Madra herself. She may have a few for sale. I know some artists buy a few of them and keep them in stock. So this is a very old book. I've never even colored in this book. Well, I shouldn't say that. I've never finished a page in this book until now. So what I did was, this is a little stamp, and I think it's one of the cuter images in it. I colored this book. I made it into a wallpaper. I like the way the wallpaper came out. I love the colors in it. Like it was very springy like. So I did that one. Very happy with that one. Then we did another one. This is a Korean book. I don't know who the illustrator is, so please bear with me. This is Mystica. This is like mostly portraits and faces, so I color with pencil in this book. I love this book. You know what I mean? And I'm thinking of making the hair purple in this. So I used Colors, Black Widows, and Prismas. And to get the hair color this color, I was building up shade, as you can tell. So it was not an easy thing. This paper is very nice on the pencils, but I'll tell you right now, it does not like my luminance at all. Luminance pencils do not work in this book at all. Prismas, Colors, and Black Widows do the best in this book, really. Which is surprising. Black Widows, which are I like Black Widows because they're very affordable. I just got another set of, I think, Cobras because I ran out of them a few weeks ago. I got them. Some of you may have seen them. I bought a backup set because I'm going through that set really fast, and some of my pencils are like down to nibs now. So that's the color set. So that's why I did that. Normally I wouldn't have, but now this is the new book by Karolina Kubakowska. I love the images in this. I think I am going in order in it. I just this because I have no idea what I want to color it. Someone said I should color it like a canary, but I'm also now. This is only my second page, and I started this a while ago and then never stopped and didn't finish. And then I was like, you know what? I'm going to finish this. So I thought this was an interesting picture to do. You know what I mean? I like doing different things for it. I really like the book. It has a lot of tooth to it. Just getting the rest of the books. So now I'm going to go out of this one because it stinks. I tell you, the dog, when it's just terrible when he farts. So this one is Pro Drogi Strone Snoop. Now, this is the original edition of this book. There's a hardcover version of it. This version is sold out. But this is one of my favorite books to color. I may actually keep this if I finish it. So these I did this at the beginning of the month, these 2 pages. I consider it the double page spread. I used my Staedtler Ergo soft pencils for this. Believe it or not, the Staedtler Ergo soft, I was looking through my pencils and I found my Staedtler Ergo soft, so I decided to give them a try. And I colored them, this double page spread with the Staedtler Ergo soft. They did very well on this paper, believe it or not. The next one I did was Moon Magic coloring book by Chartwell Books. Now, this is like, when I bought it, I didn't realize it because I got it at 5 and below, that this book is a bunch of clip art, but I like coloring clip art. I really do. So I did this one. This will probably be the next one I color next month because, I try to color in as many books as I can, at least 1 page in as books as I can. Here's a whip I'm doing. So, I try to color a lot of images. The big book, the Mandela book. Yay! I know a lot of people like to see me color my mandalas. So I did this one. This one was done on 8/17/23. This book I actually date when I do the pictures because it helps me know that. And then I did this one. I did these with not my Copics, but the budget-friendly markers that I did have. And, because they were the last colors I had, I decided to use those. I wanted a different color palette than the one I normally use, so I was really happy with that. I probably color, I try to do 2 to 3 pages in this book every month because it's so thick. This is another book. I like the images in it, but I'm not going to keep it because look at how thick this book is, and it takes up so much room on the shelf. So when I'm finished with it, I'll probably keep it for that till the end of the year, and then if I ever finish it, what I'm going to do is I'm probably not going to keep this book when I finish it, but I will keep it to the end of that year and then put it in the finished pages video if I ever finish it, just because it takes up so much space. So what this is taking up is approximately about 2 to 3 coloring books in the room. So you also have to remember, space is at a premium. I probably will give my nieces some coloring books. Here's an old Color in Heaven. I don't think many people have seen me color from this issue. This is Color in Heaven Dreamtime Special by Hannah Carlson. It's a really beautiful book. I love this book. I love it because it has some of her classic designs in it. So I did this little bunny rabbit. I thought it came out really nice. And I used Copics, gel pens. I used, what is that gel pen? It's not my color gel pens, and it's not the budget-friendly ones. I think it's the gold jelly roll. That's what I used for it on there. So I really like the way this one came out. I thought it was a cute one to do. It's not my normal specialty. So then I did this one, which I've been working on this one on and off. I decided I just wanted to finish it and give you a nice thing. I have not seen the new Color in Heaven one. I did order that was special, so I'm looking forward to doing that when that book comes. So I'm really looking forward to that one. Now this one is a Chinese coloring book, and I like the images in this one. So this is a work in progress. I got to figure out what color I used here because I forgot what color I used. That's what happens. Sometimes you forget what you use, so then you have to. That's why I've been doing color charts. So if I work in a book, then I do this. So this is one I'm really proud of this one. Like I like the colors I used. It was done with pencils. It wasn't done with markers. I pretty much use my Prismas pretty much everywhere. So that pencil's done. I probably use, what did I use? Black Widows and some Crayolas. I've been using the Crayolas because the kids come over a little bit more than I would think to do. So I did this one in colored pencils, Prismas, and Polychromos. And I did the one behind it. I don't know why this did not stick, but I did this one in pencils. I wanted to do this based on the flowers. She said hibiscus. So hibiscus, like red, pink, and purple flowers are what they are. So I had to look up the flowers to get an idea what I would color this girl. This book is going to be a colored pencil book just because I don't want to damage the paper with markers. So that's what I did there. I like this book because I always have ideas on what I want to do. Oh no, the dog is snoring. So don't worry if you hear the dog snoring. That's just his normal way of sleeping. He snores like this. He's a very good little boy. So we got a few more books left. Yeah, I did quite a lot of books this month. I am enjoying a lot of books. So the two people are here. I do so many works in progress in this book because I start and then something will happen and I get interrupted. So this is a long time. This was a whip. I did her in a very pale skin tone. I wanted to do her a little bit darker, but I couldn't find my darker tones at the time. So I did not. I'm having ideas on how I'm going to do this one. So that one is there. Deborah Mueller, Summertime Fun. And I did this one. The one that I finished. I really like these. These are cute and whimsicals. Will I keep my Deborah Muellers? No. Maybe one or two. I have some else really like. I think there's one book from her that I really love. Now this book I've decided to keep even when I finish it. Because I love the portraits in it. I think the portraits are to die for in this book. I did this one. I really like this one. I did this with Copic markers, some jelly rolls, and some midliners. The eyes I did with a midliner pen. I don't know where I got it. I probably got it from one of my Sketchbox arts subscription boxes because I took it out of the box where I put all the miscellaneous art supplies. Now this is called Beauties. I love Beauties so much. Like I like Coco Wild's Woman. Believe it or not, I don't have any Sudden Lotus books, so I did this one. I like this one. This one was finished last night. No joking. I finished this one before the end of the month, so this was the last page I did for the month. But I have more books to show you, so I try to keep it in small, precise hauls. I did this one, which is Mermaid Sea of Color. So I did this one. You guys can't tell, but I ran out of some of my markers, ran out of juice. So that's the problem with some of the color rate books. And then I'm working on this one. I'm not done, but the thing with these books is when I do a background, it takes up so much of the marker to do the background. Even if you were to use pencil, you'd be using so much stuff on it. So I have this one I'm working on. Then I went on a roll on this book. I started going on a roll. And when I started this book, I was doing it like book. And then I realized when I saw the back of the page, not to do that, number one. But the paper is really like glossy in this book. So it dries up your markers really fast, even Copic. So keep that in mind if you're going to get this book, which I'm not keeping this either. If I finish this book, I'm not keeping it either. I did this one, and this one was, what is this? Sweden. You can tell this is why I'm doing it now backwards instead of front to back. Then I did, what is this one? Is this one Mexico? Yeah, this one is Mexico. The darker skin tones are harder for me to do. So then we did, which is this one, Lativa. So I did that one. Then I did this one, which is Spain. As you can tell, my marker started to dry up, so I have since then refilled it. So this is and then I started working on this one, but I didn't finish this one. This one is Peru. As you can tell, I haven't finished it. This one is a work in progress. So a lot of the books I do are works in progress. So this one I have 14 left. That I think I'm going to finish. I write down how many I have left. It helps. Then I did 2 in here. So I did this one. This one was done completely with Copics. Going forward, all the books will be marker-wise. So I love this one. I always start them, but I don't finish them. I do eventually finish. So I started, but I haven't finished it. So keep in mind that a lot of things I start and I don't finish. Then we did. Yes, I did. These are the last 3 books. The dog moves around as I move around. So you can do that as well. Then we did World of Flowers. Now, this is the one we did on the live stream, everybody. For those who didn't watch, we did this on a previous live stream, I think 2 weeks ago. So I was really happy with that. All the pencils I used are on that live stream. This is because I can't remember what I used, but we probably definitely used Prismas. Then this one is Ivy and the Inky Butterfly. I finally finished this double page thread. Some of you may have seen this. I had to post it as 2 different pictures, but I really like the way this one came out. And this is a long time lip as well. When I color in this, I put a paper in between now, so you guys can see that this and this. I'm working on this double page spread now. So you can see that this is a book that I'm somewhat was doing in order, and then I stopped doing it in order. I mean, eventually what I'm going to do, if I ever finish it, is I'll probably give it to my nieces, and then we'll read it as a fairy tale. So I really need to work on this book more than I do work on it. But this book is really detailed. I love this book, but it is so detailed. It takes so much time to do it. And then our final book is Alien Worlds. And this is the one we did, because I haven't done many in it. So I did this like this, but let me tell you what happened. My niece got a hold of this book. She scribbled in certain pages. So what I did was to not fill the scribbles. So I put black in everywhere that my niece scribbled, black here, black here, black here is where she scribbled. So I decided to make it a background. I did this completely in pencil. All of this is done in pencil. Different colored pencils. I think, what did I use? Illuminance, Prisma, Colors, Polychromos is what I used. So I did this as a fire planet. I thought it came out really nice. And I wanted every detail to stand out. So that's what I did in that one. So, I like Kirby. Kirby's books take me so long to do. One picture will take me a long time. And then you guys saw this at the store, and this was a finished one. I think I've only done 2 pictures so far. But that's because it takes me an incredibly long time. Sometimes my pictures take me 2 to 3 months, one Kirby picture. So I want everybody to keep that in mind. When I do pictures, it's not always, oh, do this one, do that one. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this stream. Everybody stay safe, stay healthy and well. And I hope you guys have enjoyed seeing Mr. Oz. Mr. Oz is with us this weekend. So I hope you all have enjoyed the stream. Bye, everybody.